Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Kevin and today I'm going to be talking about the gear that I'm taking on a upcoming moped touring trip, if you like. Motorbike, moped touring trip. We are going to Mallorca in Europe, which has at this time of year 20 to 25 degrees Celsius weather, and we are going to be spending 4 to 5 days touring the island on mopeds and kind of wild camping along the way. So for anybody that's doing a similar trip, either to this area or another country that has similar weather conditions, then a lot of this information should be sort of transferable to that. Right, so to give you a bit of a background, as I've already said, we're going for about 4.5 days. We're hiring mopeds. In this case, we're hiring Piaggio Medley 125s, so they're automatic, sit through Lambretta sort of style scooter, moped as you may call it, but specifically we're hiring these bikes because underneath the seat they have about 36.5 litres worth of storage, and they also have a USB charging port on them. So that means that if we went normally, we'd have to carry everything on our back, and it means if we stop anywhere sightseeing along the way, then we'd have to carry all gear in our backpack. But in this case, we can put it all into the bike. It's lockable under the seat, and then it should be safe with the bike. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the gear that I'm going to be taking. As I say, we are going to be wild camping, so everything's sort of included to wild camp along the way. If you're going either to Mallorca or another kind of similar conditions, weather conditions, then this video is probably going to be of use to you. If you're not camping, then you can just swap out the camping gear, and the rest of the gear would still be kind of applicable to you. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm just going to get on with this and shoot through it, and I'll explain everything that I'm taking. So the first thing I'm taking is the bag. This is a low alpine. This is called the Airzone Trail 30. So it's a 30-litre backpack. I've chosen 30-litre backpack because the bikes that we're hiring have 36 litres of storage underneath the seat. So it means I can take a full bag full of bits. I've then got a little bit of spare room for food and bits and bobs that we might need when we get there. So that's the bag. It's fairly straightforward kind of rucksack. There's a pocket on the top, main pocket in the middle. There's a stretchy kind of pocket in the middle, and then a couple of side pockets just for bits and bobs. It's also got a rain cover built in. Don't think, touch wood, we're going to need that, but just in case. So I have got a kind of cold gear set. I'll wear obviously clothes there that I can use as cooler condition clothes, if you like, but then I've also got a set of kind of hiking Under Armour tights, leggings, a pair of socks, even gloves for evening sleeping in, a hat, a beanie hat, a pair of gloves, fingerless gloves. I thought I could wear them on the bike depending upon if it's a bit chilly. I think this is completely overkill. And then a snood. So I've got a down jacket there. That's a kind of no name, no brand down jacket. I use it in the UK. Obviously if it's getting down to kind of 10 degrees at night, I have seen a couple of nights where it's got down to 6 or 7 degrees, certainly single figures Celsius that is. It's always nice to have that, especially if there's a bit of a wind chill. So I've got that. Other clothing wise, as I say, I'll wear a set of clothes there, and then I'm taking one spare set of clothes. So I've just got a lightweight pair of shorts, a lightweight sort of sweat breathable t-shirt, a couple of pairs of underwear, and a couple of pairs of spare socks. So I'll have 3 pairs of kind of spare underwear and 2 sets of clothes which I can swap out and I can wash and then dry in the evening if I need to. I've then got swim gear, trunks, and a lightweight towel, both for in camp and for potentially if we're going to see things like that. So that covers that, and all of that goes into a lightweight bag. So that's all stays together. While we're on the kind of clothes, I'll go into this. So I've got a pair of sunnies with a neck strap, so that can't come off, hat, and then the glasses case in there as well. So that kind of covers my spare clothes. You probably think it's not a huge amount of clothes, and you're right, it's not a huge amount of clothes, but I don't really need anything else. I can wash it if I need to. It's a warm climate, so I can wash as I go and then just reuse. We're only there for 4 days, and I'll have a pair of clothes on me, and then one spare set, as I've said. Right, so onto the sleep system. So that's kind of all here. The main part is going to be my quilt. Actually, I'll start at the bottom so it all makes sense. So the first thing on the bottom that would go down on the floor, this is a piece of Tyvek. So this can go on the floor itself, and this will protect my sleep mat. There's also some stakes in there as well, just to stop them from kind of damaging anything. So that goes on the floor. The next thing would be sleep mat. This is the Thermarest X-Lite. This is the large version. I'm only small, but it gives me loads of room to kind of spread out on. I really like that thing. It's nice and light. There is also the pump sack there as well, which I store the Thermarest in. Stop it getting damaged, anything puncturing it. It just gives it that extra level of protection. And then the next thing that would go on top of that is the quilt itself. So this is a Cumulus Tiger, T-A-I-G-A. It's the Tiger 250. So this is probably overkill. This goes down to about 2 degrees, I think, at night. So it's probably more than what I actually need, but I'd rather be warm. Being a quilt, you can kind of stick a leg out or whatever, so I think that always works. Next is a pillow. This is a luxury item, but I just find sleeping on the floor, it's worth it. This is the Nemo Philo Elite Luxury. So this is the larger size one. It is a air bladder, but then it has a piece of memory foam on the top of it, which I find is the closest thing to a proper pillow at night. All of that in my, and then the final thing is this is a DD 3x3 super light tarp. There's also a set of guy lines in there and a ridge line. I'm going with one of my friends, and we've basically decided we can share that if for any reason it's showing that there's potential of rain overnight. So that is our shelter with the stakes and the guy lines and everything that's in there. So that kind of covers that. All of my sleep system and clothes then go into this under here. Let me just move that cooker. Under here there's a DCF pack liner. That's I think that's a 35 litre DCF pack liner, which can go inside my main bag, and then anything that I potentially don't want to get wet if it was to rain, I've got that protection there. So that covers my sleep kit. This is pretty straightforward. Spork, titanium Spork, lid, Cedar Summit mug, there's a lighter in there, there's a little bag for my gas canister. We are going to buy gas when we get there. It's available on the island. That just stops it from rattling around or rusting inside here. BRS 3000 titanium stove, a little scourer, and a gas pot stand. And then obviously this is a titanium 750ml mug. So that all goes inside there. All goes together, keeps it all, safe and together, stops anything rattling around. Possibles pouch. I'll go through here. So this is my possibles pouch. This contains first aid and emergency bits and bobs. So there's another little knife in there, a little tiny little Victorinox Swiss Army knife. There's some painkillers, some earplugs for sleep in the evening. There's some blister patches, burn gel, antiseptic wipes, plasters. There's a gauze patch for like a bigger burn or issue, and then there's also the Thermarest field repair kit in there as well. So that kind of covers all the kind of odds and sods and bits and bobs that we need. As I say, we've got mopeds, so we can get somewhere if we need to pick anything else up, but it just means it'll get me out of an issue. I've got to add some, there is some Gorilla tape in there, but I'm going to add some duct tape because it's always useful. So that covers that. Next one is Hygiene. So this is my Hygiene pouch. Again, not much needed, quite simple. Some more earplugs, compressed toilet towels or hand towels, whatever you want them to be. I've got kind of 10 of them in there, so we're only going for 4 days, so it gives, you know, some spares. Personal hygiene, there's some sun cream in there. And then personal hygiene, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant. There's a little tub of Vaseline. So I find that good, you know, chapped lips. Yeah, you know, if you've got chafing, whatever, it's good for that. And then some all-purpose Life Venture soap, which will do everything. So that kind of covers everything you might need hygiene-wise. I'm going to be recording a video whilst I'm there, so most of this stuff you're not going to be needing to take. So I'll shoot through the kind of bits you're probably not going to need. First of all, drone and controller. That's a DJI Mavic Mini 2, I think it's called, and a DJI action camera. This is the Action 3 on a clip style base. So that gives me one option. I've then got a set of different kind of clamping options, a normal sticky pad, a helmet attachment point, and then also I've got a kind of selfie stick type thing, and that is the mount for that. So all of my mounts are then covered. Batteries and charging. So I have got I don't know who makes this, TEYASI, I don't know. Them. It is a small UK plug adapter, and then it's got two 20-watt charging points, USB-C, but then it folds flat, which is quite nice. I like the fact that it folds flat. And then I've got a European plug adapter for that, so the two of them can attach together. There's charging. As I say, the bike has got a charging port on it, so most of it's going to be done by USB, but we're probably going to stay in a hotel on the last night or something, so that will give me a way to charge phones and things if I need to, or along the way if I want to. That is going to be coupled with this is a Anker 20,000 milliamp hour charger, USB-C and USB-A, I think it's called. There's my charging. Batteries wise, I carry these. So this is the DJI little charging box. So you put your let's get out of the way. You put your batteries in there. It's then got one charging port on the end, and you can then charge up all of your batteries just by plugging it in once, and then overnight it will charge all three of them in series. And then I've got the same thing for my main camera. This is just a nondescript Chinese kind of thing. I've got spare SD cards, as well as the ones that I've got in the camera itself, and then the final thing is a little box of a little bag of cables. So this is what's in here: USB-C to USB-A, USB-C to USB-C, USB Mini to USB-A, and then some little adapters. There's also a spare set of props in there for the drone. That's it. That is everything. That covers everything. I'll keep it short and sweet. As I say, we're going for sort of 4 or 5 days. So this a lot of this stuff. If you weren't camping, you could take all that camping stuff out and just add in more sort of clothing. But yeah, like I say, if you're going over there, one thing that I picked up on is hiring bikes with lots of storage. Means it can all be piled in there. That's everything. Yeah, I hope it's been helpful to people. If you've got any questions, fire them down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Signing out.